So the question is the outside world determining your vibration, or is the inside imaginative world controlling your vibration? You get to choose. Okay, so the reason you're watching this video is because the outside world is vibrating much slower than your inside world. Okay, so let's talk about it. As you know, we're here in beautiful Dubai, and we're gonna go for a nice little drive. We're inside this McLaren 720S. We have this beautiful, I don't know if you guys can see this purple color here tonight. This is my favorite car that I've driven here on the series, and I absolutely love it, coming to you all the way from beautiful Dubai. So we're gonna go ahead and get a nice little cold start, and I'm gonna show you how I overcame the outside world vibrating at a slower vibration, even though my inside world was going high, and how I overcame it and was able to earn 6 figures a month and change my business for the better. So let's go ahead and let's get this bad boy started up. Okay. Oh, very hot today here in Dubai. Ooh. So let's go ahead and get the seatbelt on. Okay, so what does it mean now for the outside world to be vibrating slower than your inside world? Okay, so what does this look like for me in practice? Okay, as you guys know, Mr. Law of Attraction is my YouTube channel. And what happened was a couple months before, okay, so driving the McLaren 720S. All right, so here's our center console. We put our air wing on. We have our driving controls here. So what we're gonna do right now, we're currently in neutral. We're gonna go ahead and put it in reverse right here. Okay, we're in reverse. We're gonna go ahead and back this bad boy up. And honestly, you can actually see out of this car as well, which is a good thing. Oh, you gotta love that sound. Then we're gonna put it in drive. There's two ways to put it in drive. You can press the button here, or you can click the paddle shifter, and then you'll be in drive. Okay. Let's see if we can pull out right here. Let me put the window down a little bit for you guys. All right, so let's talk about it. So what does it look like in your life right now when your outside world is vibrating slower than your inside world? So what did it look like for me? So about 2 months ago, when I first arrived into Dubai, what I was struggling with was I was doing my meditations, I was doing my self-image work, I was doing my Bob Proctor teachings, everything I teach on this channel. But for some reason, I was getting tested so effing hard. I was getting tested, what I call the devil's language. Okay, so here's how the devil's language works, okay? So I've taught this before on the channel. So we have 3 parts of our body. We have our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, and our body. I want you to imagine this. Maybe I'll put in a little image here so you guys can get a visual. So we have this going on. So this is really important to see this, that connected to our conscious mind, we have 2 faculties, spiritual faculties and physical faculties. Let me break this down for you guys. Trust me, watch to the end of this video. You're gonna get so much value how I overcame the outside world and how I literally earned 6 figures the following month after that, from scratch, okay? From 0 to 6 figures a month in literally less than 30 days. This was like just a couple months ago, right? Devil language was testing me. I overcame it, created a new 6-figure per month income. So just watch the end of this video. Okay, so what was happening here is connected to our conscious mind, we have our spiritual faculties. That's our intuition, our will, our reason, our perception, our memory, the things that separate us from all other living creatures. Really important for me to say this. Your dog can only be a dog, a tree can only be a tree, but you, brother and sister, you can do whatever you want because you have an imagination. You have a mind that's been given to you and gifted by God, the Jesus Christ consciousness that lives inside of you. And with this, you can create a whole new reality if you learn how to use your mind. But what Earl Nightingale said one time is that when anything that's given to us for free, sometimes we take for granted. And your mind was given to you for free, and you haven't been learned to use it. If anything, you use it against yourself, or the colonizers or the elites have helped you take control of it so that you can benefit for them. Everybody's driving this crazy morning here in Dubai. And so, okay, that was our spiritual faculties. Yes, sir. Okay. Oh, I love this car, man. Okay, so that's our spiritual faculties. Then we have our physical faculties: see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. All right, you guys got that. That's all connected to your conscious mind. So how does this relate to your outside world vibrating slower than your inside world? So check this out. So you use your eyes to look at the outside world. Like this 3D world is literally a manifestation of what's going on in your mind. Think about this. This is why I love Dubai. All of this is not even real. Like this is a perfect example. This is all a matrix. All of this is a matrix. Because 20 years ago, none of this was here. This was literally just a desert. But here we are in Dubai, living in somebody else's matrix, which is fine. And this is always a daily reminder that I live in a matrix and that I can control the matrix for my true desires. Traffic day today. Okay, so you use your senses, see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. And based on what you see outside of your conscious mind, you let it control your inside frequency. So remember, we always have two frequencies at any point, the inside frequency and the outside frequency. I remember there was a point where I was vibrating so high internally and my outside world was vibrating so slow internally, I felt like I wasn't even in real life. I didn't feel like I was a real person. I would wake up in such a miserable life. Like I was honestly miserable. I had no money. My businesses weren't working. It's just like I had no access to girls. I had no girlfriend. And I felt like I just wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? And it was such a difficult time. I remember I'm Christian, as I told you guys. I remember being on my knees, crying to Jesus and trying to pray the prayer as if it was done already. But man, I had to do that for almost 2 months, a month, before anything started to happen. And I would wake up some mornings and I would wake up and I would remember that I'm back in the simulation that was vibrating at such a low frequency that I just didn't connect because I was doing the work and it was such a difficult time. But this is where you have to keep the faith. Okay, so let's talk about it. So you see the outside world, and based on what you see, it forms thoughts in your conscious mind. Remember, your conscious mind is your thinking mind, your intellectual mind. But most importantly, it's a part of the mind that has your imagination attached to it. You have your imagination attached to your conscious mind. So there's a power flowing to and through your conscious mind. And through this power, you have the ability to originate thoughts. You can originate thoughts. So for most of us, those thoughts will either be one of two things, positive or negative, depending on how your paradigm and your self-image is programmed. For many of us, an image comes in and negativity hits you. So for example, during the most difficult part of my life, which was about 2-3 months ago, before Mr. Law of Attraction, that was the toughest time of my life. Tougher than sleeping in my car for 5 months, tougher than tougher than what else was going on? Like sleeping on couches. That was the toughest time in my life, which just a couple months ago. But most people, what they would do is they would see that situation, and based on that, they would literally eat them alive. But I knew that I had to vibrate at a higher frequency, and I understood the laws. Again, nice little pull for you guys. All right, so this is not a driving review, so we're not going to get too crazy on the drive here. That's what my other channel is for. I'm more here to speak to you guys, but I'll give you a couple of polls while we're driving, you know? So anyway, so the outside world was vibrating so slowly, and I was on my knees crying, but I knew the laws. I knew if I kept working, the law of transmutation would work in my favor. Now, what's the law of transmutation? Law of transmutation states that whatever image I hold in my conscious mind, in my spiritual mind, in my imagination, will then come to pass if I do the practices that I teach here, mostly on my master classes. By the way, if you ever want like in-depth trainings, check out my master classes. These are more of like entertainment style videos. Like obviously I'm still talking some nice mindset, but then obviously we're driving a McLaren and I can only do so much as I'm driving. But these are fun to watch. These get you guys excited. But if you really want in-depth stuff, definitely check out the master classes. So in the master classes, I talk about the depth of the work that I do in order to manifest on a frequent and consistent basis. Okay, so I digress. We keep going with the outside world, and it's causing us to have emotions in our images in our conscious mind that goes against our frequency internally. Because in the inside world, what James Allen said, the hardest thing a person can ever do is to To think is to hold the image of your C-type goal, the vision of your new life, the vision of the new car, the new girlfriend, everything that you want to do. That is what it means to live your dream life. But what happens is you look at the outside world and it causes those thoughts in the conscious mind, which then any image that you have in the conscious mind that you get emotionally involved with, meaning you pass it to the subconscious mind, means that you get emotionally involved in it. And it will alter your vibration. Meaning any image that you put emotions behind will alter your vibration. So this is why it's so important that even though the outside world might be vibrating at a slower frequency, you still have to hold the frequency as if it's done already. I know there's a lot of YouTubers that talk about this stuff but it's great. But like there's some science behind it. Like I like to learn the science behind it, not just watch a bunch of YouTube videos. By the way, I've said this many times. If you are watching multiple people like in my space, and I know there's a lot of them, that's one of your biggest mistakes right now. You're learning from too many people. One of the biggest lessons I learned from Bob Proctor that took me from 0 to 100,000 a month was that I focused on one mentor. One. And I remember him teaching this to me, that you have to go deep on one mentor. Many of you guys are too saturated listening to so many people. You're listening to too many YouTubers. This guy's telling you this strategy. This guy's telling you this. Guys, if you're going to be on my channel, only watch my channel. And if you're not okay with that, that's fine. Go to their channel. Don't come to mine. Because in order to get results, which I'm responsible for your results, you have to listen to just me. Or me and Bob Proctor, whatever, my lineage, right? Which me, Bob Proctor, Earl Nightingale, Napoleon Hill, that's my lineage of study. Why? Because you can double down deep on one subject. And let me slow down a little bit for this camera. And some of you are like half pregnant on 6 different philosophers and teachers. Can't do it. You have to double down deep on one. So I digress. Let's go. So the image that you formed in your conscious mind will then pass to the subconscious mind if you put emotions behind it. And those emotions will then alter your vibration. Those vibrations are known as feelings. Feeling is a word that we invented to describe our conscious awareness of our vibration. So whatever image that you are formulating is determining your vibration. So the question is the outside world determining your vibration, or is the inside imaginative world controlling your vibration? You get to choose. Whichever one you decide to get emotionally involved with will dictate the trajectory of your life. And then the physical body, known as this instrument here, will then act in accordance to the vibration that we've emitted. So the biggest factor that's stopping a lot of you guys is that you're oscillating, meaning going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, letting the outside world control your vibration and the inside world. So what are some practices that you can do to mitigate this and slow down this process? So step number 1, what you're going to do is you have to have a deep understanding of what the hell I'm talking about right now. Some of you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. By the way, I've been doing this for 4 years. I've earned millions of dollars in the process. Some of you guys, and I have to crush your dreams for some of you guys. And it's because I'm your big brother at all times. I'm never talking at you. I'm not here to sell you. I'm just here to give you the facts. Some of you guys think that you're just going to watch a freaking YouTube video and you're going to, it's going to magically click. Guys, it doesn't work that way. I was watching all of Bob Proctor's videos before I went and hired him. I listened to a bunch of his videos and I was like, it just gave me awareness. That's like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. I went to his event. I paid for him. I paid $30,000. I got the coaching. I got results. Some of you think you're going to just watch a YouTube video, whether it's this more of a lifestyle or whether it's the masterclass, and you're magically going to start leveling up. I'm sorry, brother and sister. That's just not how it works. You need a step-by-step system. All right. But I'm not, by the way, I have that all in the school community in my coaching programs. A lot of you guys ask me. But you have to learn this shit. Down to a T, to have deep understanding. Bob Proctor said, how do you gain understanding of what I'm talking about right now? You gain understanding through study. You need a study plan, a step-by-step plan. I'm literally telling you what I did. I'm not trying to sell you. There's not some CTA or some video sales letter. This is literally me teaching you. You need a study plan. And through this study plan, you start to gain awareness. And through this awareness, you're able to understand that the outside world, truly, you might think it, you might consciously feel it, but you don't truly believe it down to a subconscious level. That's why you keep getting pulled back and sucked back into the 3D world, because you fully do not understand this yet. Yes, it can be difficult, but guys, the reason that I'm able to teach you guys, because I went through some freaking bullshit to get here, but guess what? I'm grateful. That was the toughest time in my life. Helped me understand this world a little bit better. It made me a little bit stronger. It made me a little bit more aware. So I'm able to teach you guys that there is some things in this world that you can understand through study and through awareness and through years of teaching. You're not going to gain it through a 20-minute YouTube video that you watch every day. Sorry. If I just broke your spirits, I'm sorry. But it's the truth. So you have to gain understanding. Next step. I've talked about this before. What you have to do is you have to make your internal world more powerful. Let's do some downshifts here. Yes, sir. You have to make your internal world more powerful than the outside world. It's a must. You have to. Because remember, whatever feelings that you have, whatever emotions that you're emotionally involved with are dictating your vibration. So if that's the case, we want to make sure that we are in control of our attention and our vibration at all periods of the day. So what are some practices that you can do to make your internal world more powerful than your outside world? First practice is meditation. Meditation is the practice of closing your eyes, making your internal world more powerful. And there's two things. Meditation, it's a practice of quieting the mind. By simply quieting the mind, you shut out the outside world. Okay, we'll keep it there. You shut out the outside world. Then you have visualization. Visualization is the practice of pumping in that new version of yourself. Pumping it in. And what happens now is that new car that you want to drive, the new watch that you want, the new city that you want to live in, all of this stuff becomes much more real than what's going on outside of you. When I was going through some of the toughest times in my life, I had to make my internal world more real. And sometimes it caused me to do 2 or 3 meditations a day. There's something called a self-perpetuating cycle, meaning that things tend to move in the same momentum. Like right now, my life is just moving up and up. I'm earning more money. My channel's growing. I have a beautiful girlfriend, and I'm just loving my life, and I'm keeping this momentum going up. For some of you, you have one of two things. One, it's going backwards. You're using the same momentum. Instead of going forward, it's going backwards for you. And it's like everything is going to shit. We talked about that in another world. Sometimes that's actually a positive thing. Or sometimes you need that momentum to get you up and running. Right? You're getting that snowball effect. It's like inch by inch. Getting that snowball up so that you can roll it down the hill so you can start the momentum up. This video is your sign to start that momentum going forward. Turn this off here. This is your sign to get that momentum going forward. And once you do this, you'll be able to level up to the next level. Guys, my name is Mr. Law of Attraction. I teach how to go to the next level. If you want to go learn exactly how to do this at a deeper level, other than this me just driving here on these nice little lifestyle videos, and you're like, okay, this is a little superficial, but I want more depth, check out my masterclasses. You'll find them in my the playlist inside YouTube. They're all completely for free, 30, 40-minute videos of me teaching exactly how to do this step by step. You'll enjoy it. It's free. I give it to you guys to go out there and level up. Or if you wanted to work directly with me, you want to take your company to the next level, you want a 2 to 5 extra revenue here in the next 90 days. Guys, I can't say this legally, but this month we had an 80% success rate with our clients. Now, this is just me saying this unofficially, okay? But right now, almost every client that has signed up this last month has gotten a testimonial, and you'll see that on my Instagram. So if you guys want to learn directly from me, I'm not cheap. I'll be completely honest with you. But guess what? I will get you freaking results because I've been doing this for a long time with over 400 clients. So with that being said, this is your man, Mr. Law of Attraction. I'll see you in the next video. Check out links in the description and find where you're the best place, whether you're ready to learn or whether you're ready to work. I got it for you. See you guys soon.